Okay, let's talk about the next 10 years, because in that time, artificial intelligence is going to completely change, well, everything. But the real question is, what kind of world will it build? We're not just talking about cool new phones or gadgets. We're talking about a massive shift in how we work, how we create, and really, what it even means to be human. The technology that we're creating right now is so powerful that it's forcing us to ask a really fundamental question. Is this thing we're building going to be a tool that unlocks our greatest potential, or is it going to be the thing that makes us obsolete? Honestly, the stakes just couldn't be any higher. You see, we're standing at this massive fork in the road. The exact same superintelligent AI could take us down two completely different paths. On one hand, you've got a future of creativity and abundance we can barely imagine, a true human renaissance. But on the other, you've got a society split right down the middle. A tiny elite controlling all the technology, and a huge majority of people just left behind, disconnected, without a real purpose. And here's the thing, the tech won't choose for us. We will. Okay, let's dive in. First, we have to look at the darker path, the one we could just drift into if we're not paying attention. This is a future where all that amazing power of AI gets concentrated in just a few hands, creating, well, not a prison with steel bars, but something more like a comfortable gilded cage. And this future? It gets here shockingly fast. By 2026, AI agents are doing most of the administrative stuff. Scheduling, writing reports, handling emails. This sets off huge layoffs in white-collar jobs. And suddenly the whole idea of a universal basic income isn't a theory anymore. It's an emergency. Then, just 2 years later, it gets even more personal. People are using these hyper-realistic digital clones of themselves to go to meetings or manage their social media, while even highly skilled jobs like airline pilots are being automated away.
And in this future, a tiny handful of mega corporations control 95% of the entire world's AI infrastructure. Think about that. The data centers, the algorithms, the data itself. Power has literally never been this concentrated in all of human history.
So what's life like for everybody else? Well, people are living on that universal basic income, but it's just enough to get by, not enough to really live. And slowly, human drive just evaporates. I mean, why bother striving for anything when AI can generate a virtual world that's way more exciting than reality? Why build messy, real relationships when an AI companion is perfectly designed to give you exactly the emotional fulfillment you need? People become spectators in their own lives, just passively entertained by algorithms. In this future, humanity isn't wiped out by some army of killer robots. No, it's way more subtle than that. Our ability to shape our own lives, our very desire to create and struggle and achieve, we just willingly trade it all away for comfort and distraction. We haven't gone extinct, we've just been neutralized. But hold on, that is not the only way the story can go. There is another path, a much brighter one. So let's flip the script and explore a future where that exact same technology becomes the tool for our collective liberation, unleashing human potential on a scale we have never, ever seen before. Now, this future doesn't just happen. It's built on purpose, with some really specific choices. It all starts with the open source movement, making sure powerful AI models are available to everyone, not locked away inside a few companies. Then, you see people forming what are called digital cooperatives to own and manage their own AI and data together. And finally, governments step up and declare that access to AI is a fundamental right, like a public utility for everyone. And what happens when everyone has access to these incredible tools? Well, an artisan in Nairobi isn't replaced. She uses AI to design amazing new products and sell them all over the world. A teacher in Lyon doesn't lose her job. She uses AI to create a personal tutor for every single student, which frees her up to focus on real mentorship. You see the pattern? This isn't about replacing humans. It's about amplifying them. And in this world, we finally solve that old puzzle of automation. The machines do all the repetitive, boring work, but instead of creating mass unemployment, it creates mass free time. The average work week drops to maybe 15, 20 hours, not because of some government rule, but just because it's way more efficient. And this frees up humanity to focus on the things we're actually good at: creativity, connection, exploration.
The impact on our health and well-being it's just staggering. By 2028, AI has cracked the code for 10,000 rare diseases, creating cures for things that were once a death sentence. By 2030, cancer treatments are completely personalized to your DNA, and AI-powered prosthetics can literally restore sight to the blind. This isn't science fiction. This is what happens when you let democratized AI loose on our biggest problems. So there they are, two futures. The Gilded Cage, or the Human Renaissance. So, which one do we get? The thing is, neither one is guaranteed. The outcome isn't written in stone. It's being decided by the choices we're making and the systems we're building right now, today.
So what's the big hurdle? What's standing in our way? It's something new, called the techno-financial complex. Basically, it's this feedback loop where huge amounts of money fund the creation of even more powerful AI, which then generates even more money. And this is so much harder to fight than the old industrial monopolies, because it gives us exactly what we want: instant entertainment, easy answers, perfect convenience. But the price for all that convenience is our autonomy. But here's the good news: we can break that cycle. The path to that better future is really built on 4 key ideas. First, we need transparency. These algorithms can't be mysterious black boxes. Next, we have to actively distribute ownership and control of this technology. Then we have to make AI literacy a core part of education for everyone. And finally, we need new kinds of governance, new institutions that can actually keep up with this pace of change and make sure AI serves all of us.
And that brings us to maybe the most important point of this whole thing, this historic transformation. It's not just for CEOs in Silicon Valley or politicians in some capital city. The choice between those two futures, it starts with every single one of us.
And here's the final and kind of beautiful paradox in all of this. Super powerful AI doesn't make humans worthless. It does the exact opposite. It makes our uniquely human skills, our creativity, our critical thinking, our empathy, our judgment, more valuable than they have ever been. In a world of infinite machine intelligence, our humanity becomes the most precious thing there is.
So here we are, at that fork in the road. Are we going to be the passive spectators, the people who just let the future happen to us? Or are we going to be the active architects of a future where technology truly serves humanity? The script is being written right now by our choices, our curiosity, and our courage. So the only real question left is, what part are you going to play?